Hello mirrors, today I'm going to be reading for the Divine Masculine. It will be a collective reading. If you're new here, welcome to Law of Attractions and Mirrors Tarot, where we use the cards as a tool to help integrate the fragments of ourselves into one so we can self-actualize into the people we were born to become. With this knowledge, we can begin to manifest all of our deepest desires if we simply take responsibility for our power. Okay, so if you would like a private reading, look in the description box below. It'll give you the information. I also recommend checking out my recommended videos playlist. There's a lot of really great videos in there. So I'm just going to go through this reading intuitively and see what comes out. I'm going to start with the traditional Rider-Waite. Divine Masculine, what's going on? Magician, great. We have Magician, Six of Pentacles in reverse, Nine of Wands in the reverse, and Three of Wands in the reverse. Right away, I can see exactly what is going on. Okay. So, especially with this current situation that is happening with quarantine and everything, I think a lot of men are in this situation. Let me explain. I'll explain the Magician in a second. But we have Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So a lot of men are used to being the providers. They're used to being the ones to give to the people they love in a very physical, tangible way. And many men are struggling with not being able to do that, maybe having to depend on the government, or paychecks coming in a lot smaller, or not having any income whatsoever. Maybe a lot of men have partners who are the providers now, and they're really kind of defensive of this, okay? Because in this world, we really value what a man can give financially, what he can provide, his work and career. That defines a lot of what a man is in this society. And so as you can see here, he's very defensive of what he's already worked towards. However, the universe is asking for the Divine Masculine to expand outside of this scope. Although this is important, there is so much more. And what is more? It's the Magician. This is what the Divine Masculine is being called to do. Now, the Magician doesn't just go out and do hard labor, although that is part of it because he does have the Pentacles. He uses the Cups and the Wands, the Swords and the Pentacles to create exactly what he wants. He's an alchemist. He's extremely powerful. And in that, he takes in the Divine Feminine, that small part. If you look at the yin and yang symbol, you will see that small part of the yin and the small part of the masculine and the small part of the feminine energy in each portion. And that's because in order to truly embody divine masculinity and divine femininity, we need a bit of the other. This is for understanding, cohesion, and fullness. Okay, so that's the first thing that came out really nicely. But I'm gonna go ahead and clarify these cards even more so. Just kind of build off of this before I go into some oracle cards. Okay, this one, oops, that one to come out too. So let me see. Yeah, we have 4 cards here, but we have King of Wands in the reverse. So I hope my camera is not as blurry as it looks. Oh well. I'm really hoping it isn't. Doesn't seem to be focusing. Okay, so yeah, King of Wands in the reverse. He is not feeling in his power at all. And maybe he's not feeling like very in touch with his spirituality right now, which expanding and getting that in that Magician power is going to make him feel more like the King of Wands. So we have Ace of Wands in the reverse. So a lot of the divine masculines are having trouble just planting that seed. And the problem is coming with the wands. There's so many wand energies here. That was very strangely worded. There's a lot of wand energy here. We have King of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Wands, Three of Wands. So wow, all of it. We only have one pentacle so far. And one major arcana. So the problem here is the spirituality, the passion, all of that. Perhaps many divine masculines are dealing with their shadow right now, and they're not like fully sure of what defines them, because they're so used to the Six of Pentacles energy of being a provider, which is partially what they are, but that's also an ego thing. It's also not what someone is at a divine level. Okay, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Emperor. Wow. Okay, so stepping into that divine masculine without needing the 3D pentacle energy, at least on like a financial scale. So stepping in there and maybe providing some structure for the people around him was really going to make the divine masculine feel more in tune with himself and his power. And that may involve, you know, playing with the kids and getting closer and more intimate with partners or whatever it may be. If the divine masculine is alone, this is just doing what needs to be done, despite there not being this 9-to-5 job to go to, okay? So Nine of Wands, clarified by the Hanged Man in the reverse. To me, this is really saying like difficulty in this new process, difficulty switching around and seeing things from a different light, because this was unexpected and this totally threw divine masculine for a loop. It totally threw his ego for a loop and what he defined as who he is. And so this need to really take that time to be able to see what's going on in a different light, in a completely different light, and to see that he is powerful even without a job. You know, we're so conditioned in the society to think that a job is everything, especially for men. And that's not, this is a spiritual world. Are we providers? Are, you know, not just men, are people providers for each other? Are they nurturing? There's, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with my words. There is power in so many things outside of just financially contributing. Okay, so with the expansion, okay, so we have Two of Wands, clarifying Three of Wands. So in order to get to this expansion, there needs to be real tangible planning. As you can see, she's looking outside, and she's kind of, she has one of her wands there, so that you can kind of take that as the Ace of Wands. So there's this like seed that needs to be planted, what direction to go spiritually. So we have all this wand energy here. Wow, we have 3 major arcanas and the rest are wands, and then except for one pentacle. So what is that, 3, 5 wand cards? That's pretty intense. So yeah, taking that seed and planting it and looking at where can I go from here with what I have, you know, with the Magician, what I have, what is given to me, how can I transmute this and expand and grow and plan. So she has like the globe here and like an RV. So this could be about future planning and traveling, but for now it's a time of contemplation before the expansion for the divine masculine. I'm going to pick 3 of these. Again, I'm just kind of going by this intuitively, picking the cards that I feel drawn to pick. So divine masculine. Give your relationship a chance in the reverse. Work on your partnership. So I'm going to connect these as I go along, but right now, right away, I see that this is more of a time to self-focus. For the divine masculine, there seems to be a lot of need for reflection and letting go of some ego attachments right now, and that will make the partnership work more seamlessly. You're not going to have to work on it when you're in your power. Not that you don't have to spend that time and focus on them and be present with them, but this is more of it'll work out how it's meant to. If the divine masculine steps into this power and expands, there's not so much a need for so much effort, if that, vibes with you guys. Chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And see, I think that's just right there clarifying what I was saying, that being in this divine masculine power, the chemistry is going to come naturally, because when you're being the emperor, the divine masculine is the emperor, the divine feminine shows up as the empress, as his divine counterpart. It's an allowance of each other to be who they truly are on a spiritual level. Again, we have all these wands. This is very, very spiritual reading. And again, let your friends help you in the reverse, ask for and accept support from others. So a lot of times I'll pick these cards out and I read them as, I don't necessarily go by exact meanings here. I'm reading this intuitively. So when it says ask for and accept support from others and it's in the reverse, again, this is just clarifying this need for a singularity, this need for all of the power in yourself to be able to understand and expand without all this input from others, because you know more than anything where your true power lies. So that just all worked together nicely. Okay, I'm thinking two of these fairy cards. I know it's not very masculine, but I assume a lot of women will be looking at this as well. So we have the Merlin in the reverse. So I take this as Magician in the reverse. This is guidance, mentorship, teacher of the ways. So I don't take this as not being in that power as advice. I take this as this is what's happening. The divine masculine needs to realize they are the magician, and the part that is typically missing is the feminine energy of the wands. Is that, no, sorry, cups and pentacles are feminine. The feminine energy of the cups. And also the wand energy of spirituality. We have shimmer in the reverse, glamour, confidence, allure, charisma. So this isn't a time to focus on the external, like appearance-wise, the being suave, all of that, because that is like an illusion. Your true attractiveness is going to come from this magician energy, this in the emperor energy. That is going to make the divine masculine so attractive to any woman, because when a man is in his power, a woman is in their power, they are just attractive to high vibrational people. There's not this need to play up and put on a mask, which is how I'm taking the shimmer in the reverse. And if you notice, there's a lot of purple energy here. So crown chakra, focus to the divine, lots of spiritual energy, which is really great. So I'm going to take these dark shadow cards. Let's see, what is the main shadow that the divine masculine is dealing with right now? Bride in a cage. So I'm going to read that, which is really funny because I'm asking about masculine and then I get a feminine. I'm going to read what it says in the book, but the this is what I'm intuitively picking up before I read, is this is like putting the feminine in a box. And since this is about the divine masculine, it's like not embracing the innate femininity that exists within all of us. And because of that, being unable to expand outside of this cage. So let me go ahead and read about this one in particular. Buried in a cage, the stage is denial. Tomorrow will be the right moment. Tomorrow will be better, even if today's hell. Did we die waiting for the perfect day, or were we never alive? When we put the good of our life just in our expectations, we can dismiss the present, waiting for the dawn we know will arrive. The future becomes a shopping cart. It needs a bit of this, a bit of that, a few kilograms of this, and also a couple of boxes of another this. When we look at it, it shines like a brand new day in a commercial. And as it happens with commercials, when the future comes, it's not exactly perfect. The smile is forced, the day is too hot or too cold, the kiss is dry. The lion limps softly and doesn't roar. As long as something is not here, but is pushed further along the timeline, we have the luxury to take it off of reality and treat it as a fantasy. We push forward and we push forward until we actually catch up with our dream, and then we crush. The future should not feel like a cage, not even a gilded, wonderful, handmade designer cage. The future is a tree, gnarled, rough to the touch, full of flowers only in spring, dense and damp through the rain, absolutely imperfect. Yeah, so this also has to do with embracing imperfections. It has to do with what's real. The magician and the emperor are both very aware of what reality is. I think that's also why we have the shimmer in the reverse. This is all about letting go of illusions and expectations, and when things don't work out exactly how you see it, not to be so constrained, because masculine energy is very structured, which can serve amazing purposes, right? But in reality, if you're not able to step outside of that box that you've created, the cage, then you're really doing yourself a disservice and you're not living in the real world. Okay, let's get this card for how does the masculine need to heal himself? Inner child. Okay, that's really to be expected with that coming up. Why do we put ourselves in cages? Why do we have these expectations? Well, we have a hurt inner child. And we have things from our childhood we need to heal. So this could have to do with expectations put on the divine masculine through childhood and having to live up to them, never being able to embrace the more, what I call chaotic feminine energy, which is more flowy and more free and allows for more mistakes and more learning. Okay, so addressing those childhood wounds, super important. Okay, I'm gonna get 2 of these and then one more card from a different deck, and I'll close out this reading. The Thingy Man in the reverse, and let's clarify that with the Garden and the Gate in the reverse. Again, this is so about the illusions and about the expectations not matching up, okay? So with these cards, with the Thingy Man, it's that overthinking type of thing. It's very the Thingy Man in reverse is very 9 of Swords energy to me. It's just so much anxiety and overthinking what's going on instead of looking at the reality. The Garden and the Gate, she's looking outside of her beautiful garden and kind of longing for something else, like that the grass is greener, but she's not appreciating what she does have. So this can be very literal, especially now being cooped up inside. A lot of divine masculines may be really looking outside, and again, we have 2 of Wands too, so we have 2 different cards that are really this longing for the outside instead of taking advantage of what you have. So do what with, sorry. Wanted to say about 10 different things at once. The magician, his power of taking what he has and creating something amazing and magical. That's what the divine masculine is being called to do right now. And again, with the illusions, not if you're looking at something outside of what you have and you're not taking advantage, you're just feeding into these illusions. And I think it's really funny how Merlin in reverse, Thinking Man in reverse, the Garden in the Gate in reverse, Glimmer and Shimmer in the reverse, they all go together. Okay, one more card here and I'll close it out. Let's see. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. I love this. Yeah, a lot of masculines tend to take on everything and to feel like it's all their fault. So set those boundaries you need to with other people. Set boundaries within yourself. That's a huge thing. Let all of this go. Let all of this expectation be more flowy, and embrace that bit of feminine that exists within you, Divine Masculine. This is like a really beautiful reading, actually. And I hope whoever hears it takes it to heart, okay? So this is all I have for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want more readings such as this. I will also be doing law of attraction videos, pick a cards, astrology, zodiac sign readings, those type of things. And that is all I have for you today, guys. I love you.